Hi, how have you been during these crazy, turbulent times? This is my, I believe, a 20th attempt at trying to record this. I can't really get the tone right. This is really just me coming on here for a second to say that I'm taking an extended break from YouTube. And this is not one of those breaks in between videos where I'm working on something. Because I had videos planned for this year. I had tons of videos in the back burner that I was gonna, I was working on a Scrubs video, trying to branch out a little, because my channel is all cartoons and animation at this point, but I was trying to do something different to kind of get that motivation back to work on videos. But that directly links to my main reason as to why I'm taking this break. I don't want this video to be all over the place, by the way, but my thoughts are a little all over the place as well right now. Reason being that I've just come to the realization that doing YouTube is not something that makes me happy right now. And that is a very weird feeling for me as someone who's done this for 2.5 years now and was able to turn it into a job somehow. But when you do something for, well, I mean, there's YouTubers who've been around for decades at this point, but doing something for that long that you started as a hobby and then it kind of grows into something out of your control, even though 250,000 people watching you, it sounds like a lot, but when you put it in the grand scheme of things, that's not an insane amount of people watching you. But it's still this pressure I started to put on myself to try and make sure that every video is presentable. Every video needs to be perfect. And then there's one flaw I would notice and I'd have to re-render the whole video. Sometimes I wouldn't, and then I'd just regret it the entire time while it was up there. And I think I need a lot of time to reflect on many of the choices I've made in my time on the internet. And I don't know how long that's gonna take. But the thing with doing YouTube is when you do it as a job, when you focus this much of your attention to this thing that also spawned merchandise and a Discord community, you kind of start to make it your whole identity. And how I am in real life and the way I present myself on YouTube kind of became one and the same. And I don't know if that's the healthiest way to handle things, because I didn't want these two worlds to merge so much. But it kind of starts to feel sometimes like being a YouTuber is all you really are, and that's all you got going for yourself. And I don't want to have this platform to have that much control over me. You may have seen, I've kind of rid myself of most of my social media. And that's because I want to get away from this whole identity I've created for myself. I need some time to actually find myself as a person, which sounds very pretentious, I agree. Coming from a cartoon reviewer, this sounds just like the phoniest thing you can imagine. But the thing is that I would not want to waste your time with videos that I'm clearly not passionate about anymore, just for the sake of having something that's out there. Because I know what I'm doing isn't high art or anything, but for a while I at least felt like it was something that I was proud of. And I don't know how proud I am of many of the videos I've made over the past year or so. And I think that's unfortunate. I don't want to force myself to do something that I feel I've just made too many mistakes over the course of. And I genuinely appreciate that you still stuck with me through stuff like the Chicken Little video or the hottest takes on Twitter. It's been fun. It's been some very fun times, but I don't recall the last time I was truly excited to finish a video. I've been excited to start some because I was excited to see that reaction to something I'm putting out. I was excited for that process of working on a video, working on something, but I was not excited for the anxiety that comes with being in the spotlight. I don't know how channels with millions of subscribers handle it, or let's players who have to put on this like face for the audience every single day. And I'm really at a point where I don't think doing this is the right course for me to take. Because when I look back at the person I was 2.5 years ago compared to who I am now, it's not necessarily that I haven't changed, but it's that I've changed, but not in the ways where it would make me more capable of handling a channel of this size. And I feel like I have grown compared to when I started, but maybe not always in the right ways. And I can't really focus on improving myself if I always have this YouTube thing in the back of my mind, if I always have this feeling of there's people looking up to you, there's people who'd be let down if a video isn't up to snuff. And so I really feel like I need to distance myself from this thing as much as possible for the time being. I hope you understand. I know this seems sudden, but it's definitely not a spontaneous decision. This has been kind of festering in my mind since the start of the year, and I feel like I finally need to draw this line in the sand to see what I'm willing to put up with today. Not fucking this. That's a Game Grumps reference. I truly haven't changed. I make Game Grumps references in 2020. But I know there's so many friends of mine, like people, that's the craziest thing, just people I used to look up to and was inspired by to even create this channel in the first place, that I can now consider my friends. There's so much great content to watch still. I'm one of many. And I feel like if I ever do want to return to YouTube, I can't do that if I'm not 100% content with the direction I want this channel to take, with how I present myself online, and the way I'm interacting with people in general. So for now, I really do need to regroup, to focus on improving myself, and I hope you can understand that. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you sticking with me for so long. And now I really wish I had an outro, because I don't know how to end this.